Hello and welcome. My name's Ian, handyman plus fan, and a lot of people want to know what my religion is. It's kind of a hot topic. It's not something I normally talk to about talk to the customers about, and a lot of sort of people it gets kind of controversial quite quickly. And so generally don't talk about my religion, but um, if you understand Zulu traditions and you understand what the Chitauri is, then you kind of understand what my religious belief is. Um, that we are in a matrix, and that we are here for many different reasons, but I don't really want to sort of go too much in it because I know obviously a lot of people have their own. But the Chitauri is quite an interesting beings. So this Zulu leader talks about the Chitauri, and there's many accounts of sort of like these higher beings interacting with humanity. You've got obviously um, the Sumerians that talk about them as well, and it makes a lot of sense to me, especially when you study genealogy and you look at all of the different religions throughout the world and see exactly what's happened previously. Um, and he talks about the Chitauri that there's certain things that they can or can't do, um, but ultimately there's a lot of missing children that go missing. Even in the UK, we have 110,000 children that go missing every year, just poof, vanish. Don't know where they go. Um, and Obviously, hypothetically, if you were looking at sort of doing certain things going forwards, it's really difficult to sort of like talk about this because most people will be like, well, this is just absolute nuts, Ian. You know, what the heck are you talking about? But if you follow David Icke's teachings, then my spiritual beliefs align with very much with David Icke's, um, in that everybody has a different holographic um, expression. So this is my holographic expression. So my face, my eyes, my ears, all of that is a resonant frequency that is projected into this reality. Um, so it doesn't matter what color you are, what you are, what you look like. Um, this Zulu leader talked about the Chitauri and how they could shapeshift. So if you've got like a dodgy looking politician, they're probably feeding off your gloosh, and you're probably thinking to yourself, what is gloosh? Well, it's fear. So if you're in a state of fear, then these beings, these entities, feed off of it. They're interdimensional beings. They don't reside in one state, um, and they can come and go as they please. Um, they can't go into sunlight, and that's why a lot of these sort of high level officials look very shiny, um, and you can tell the different types. But I'm not going to go down all of this conspiracy theories. There's other channels out there that would sort of like happily talk to you about that. So I just generally keep my sort of like thoughts and feelings to myself. But today I was helping a customer put up a shrine to Ganesh, and as we all know, Ganesh is a Hindu god who rides on the back of a mouse and is a beautiful, beautiful god, and I love that. It's just wonderful, isn't it? Um, and so I love Hindus, I love Jews, I love Christians, and you can read through the textures and you can see that they talk about these different things. You even got sort of like St. George killing the reptilian. Um, and you can read into all of this. You can be like, oh, okay, that's probably why. And I can quite believe that there's sort of like this group that's sort of controlling history. And if we break down the word his story, it is just his story. His story. And that's all it is. It's just word of mouth. A lot of his story has been lost, destroyed, probably on purpose, to stop us evolving, to stop us getting to the next level. And as humans, we're quite resilient. I use critical thinking, I use resilience, and I also use ways of dealing with entities that most people don't even realize exist, and that feed off their negative energy that they give off, otherwise known as gloosh. So definitely you should research into the Chitauri, and it stems from the South African Zulus. They talk about them a lot, about the star people that came down and genetically altered the local chimpanzees, and they engineered it because they wanted cheap labor. Don't we all? We all want cheap labor, even in this day and age. I mean, to get a robot to do what I do would cost millions, millions. But you can hire me for cheap. Just go to my website, book me in, simple. And if you want to hire me to talk about aliens, you can do that as well. I'm happy with that. And that's £19 for 20 minutes. Bargain. You can talk to me about whatever you want. I am a damp specialist, so I'm very good at sort of fixing damp in people's homes. And I spend a lot of my life studying, a lot of learning. Very deep thinker, very quiet. And recently there's been quite a few suicides of young men in Swindon, which absolutely breaks my heart. And their avatar bodies have all been Caucasian. And it doesn't matter what color your avatar body is, it really doesn't. Makes no odds. But the important thing is that love is the highest frequency. And if you operate at that frequency, you attract into it other people, other beings that are on the same frequency as you. And these entities hate that frequency. It sort of it repels them, it pushes them away. So it's very easy to create your own bubble to protect yourself and your family once you're operating at that level. So that is my religion in a very overviewed, summarized way. It's a lot deeper than that. And I would love to know what you guys think. What's your thoughts? What is your beliefs? And if you're from a different faith group, it'd be beautiful to talk to you. So yeah, leave me a comment, leave me a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Take care, guys. Bye.